Hi, I'm Genesis,
And I'm Laura.
and we are Safety for Tots. Our organization is about providing free safety information to parents about children aged 18 months to 3 years old. We chose Twitter because it's an excellent platform for businesses to reach and connect with a new audience. It's also quite easy to set up and maintain a Twitter business profile.
Our slogan is safety is simple as ABC. Always be careful. You can see it at the top of our Twitter page right here. Our contact information is right below it, mcneeseinformatics@gmail.com. And our names as the founders is Laura Anderson and Genesis Savoy. Our educational message that we are going to talk about today is just injuries for toddlers in general. Injuries are the leading cause of unintentional death at the age of 4 in the United States. And most injuries can be prevented. During the 18 to 24 month period in the toddler's life, they are more prone to injuries because their motor skills are developing. They can walk up and down stairs. They begin to alternate feet when they're walking up and down the stairs. They can run, start playing sports. They can even help start dressing themselves at this age.
Motor control improves in toddlers between the ages of 2 and 4. They can jump in place and from low objects. They can stand on one foot and throw objects overhead. They are also able to pour liquids from a pitcher and use scissors. Parents, this is very important. Why? Because the more children improve in motor function, the greater the chance of an injury occurring. Today we are going to talk about the injuries that are most common in our age group of 18 months to 3 years old.
So with our Twitter page, the oldest poster at the bottom, the newest poster at the top. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and start talking about what we posted first. So the first topic that we tackled is firearm safety for toddlers. We just want to make sure that if you have guns in the house, that they're not stored where a toddler can find them and reach them, that they're locked up and you teach your toddler never to touch them. Also, another way to prevent injuries and promote safety in your home is make sure that you instruct your toddler that guns are not a toy. Guns are serious. When you're dealing with them, it's a serious time. And you also need to make sure that when you store the gun, it's in one room, and when you store the ammunition, it's in another, or just in separate locations, whether the gun's on the bedside and the ammunition's locked up in a cabinet. Wherever it's at, just make sure they're stored separate and that the toddler knows never to touch them. So moving on, the next topic that we covered was fall preventions. The toddlers, like we had discussed earlier, they're starting to learn how to walk. They're starting to learn how to do all of these things. And so with increased age becomes increased risk. These kids are at risk for falls. So what we encourage you to do is put some gates up around the house, whether that's at the top or the bottom of the stairs. If you have a high porch like I did growing up, put a gate on the outside of the door that leads outside towards that high porch. So you just are always preventing these injuries from happening. Also, another tip for falls and injury in toddlers is sports. If your kid loves sports, make sure that they're wearing the appropriate gear. Make sure that if your kid's riding a bike, that they're wearing a helmet. If they're playing soccer, they have shin pads. If they're doing contact sports like football, make sure that they're wearing the correct padding and the helmets, because prevention is key in everything that comes in contact with your toddler.
All right, our next topic is poisoning. You want to keep poison control phone number posted on your telephone, posted on the refrigerator, like somewhere that you see every single day. And the number is 800-222-1222. You want to store potentially dangerous material in a safe place. And I have a picture that says, "Don't let this happen. Keep medicines up and away." Next, you want to encourage the use of safety locks. You want to keep medicine and household supplies out of reach. Children cannot tell if something is harmful or dangerous, so you have to make sure you put these things away. Next topic is burns. Toddlers like to explore their environment without apparent fear and may put small or sharp objects in their mouth. They may grab hot or sharp objects nearby. All homes should have a working smoke detector and fire extinguisher. So you want to change the batteries at least 2 times a year. So parents, I want you to go check your smoke detectors, make sure it's in working condition, and make sure you change the batteries at least 2 times a year. And here's another tip that I have. So you want to avoid having flammable material in liquids. It should be stored safely. You should have a fireplace. They should have protective gratings on it. And you want to teach children to avoid touching wires that might encounter while playing.
Another topic that we covered is drowning. It is a scary topic, but it's also very important to cover because it's the second most common cause of unintentional death in children. So, parents, this looks like if you have a pool or if you have a body of water by your house, it's putting up those protective gates. It's instructing your toddler, hey, we're not going outside without mom or dad. And we're also making sure that they're never swimming alone, that there is either you're present or a lifeguard is present. And also, so we posted a little picture that kind of tells you the signs of what drowning looks like. So, parents, when your child is swimming, this isn't time to play on your phone, scroll through Facebook, read a book. This is time to pay attention because this is a very serious time. Another topic with drowning that we covered is just water safety in general. If you have a pool that is outside of your house, make sure we're having a fence around that if you're living in a neighborhood, that it's at least 5 foot, that no one can come in or out unless they are entering from the house. That's also, like I had talked about earlier, just putting that self-latch gate up, making sure that your toddler knows, hey, we're not going out to the pool without mom or dad or a parent or a lifeguard, whatever's going on. Just make sure that they're never alone in a body of water because drowning can happen very quickly. And as a parent, how you prepare for this is knowing CPR, knowing how to give basic life support before an ambulance or someone can get there. You can be the difference in your child's life. And also just setting an example. If you're on the lake or if you are somewhere where you need a life jacket, or if you're at the pond fishing, making sure that you're the example, that you're wearing your life jacket like you're supposed to, and your toddler's wearing the life jacket. They may be uncomfortable, but this is how you save their life.
All right, and our last topic is car seat safety. So you want the belt age and weight appropriate. You want to have the booster seat should be used at all times. The lap belt should be lying low and flat on the hips, and the shoulder belt should lie on the shoulder, not the neck or the face. You want your children under 13, they should sit in the back seat. You want child-proof locks, and you want rules of conduct in the car. Here's another picture of some car seat safety tips. Parents should get their child car seat or booster seat checked at a local permanent fitting station. And here's back at the top where we have our information up here.
Okay, guys, if you're needing to contact us, parents, you can contact us by email or direct message. We can receive messages on our Twitter page. We both have access to it, so we can respond as quickly as we need to. We also have our email address, which is listed at the top of the page. It's mcneeseinformatics@gmail.com. And we're just providing this site because we want to educate you. We want to express safety in our toddlers, and the founders are Genesis and I, and that's listed also at the top of our page.
And Twitter is a free social media platform, so there's no funding involved. Twitter has advertisements on the feed, but not on the direct profile, and the ads are labeled.
We got all of our information from our Milestones book and our Essentials for Pediatric Nursing. We only talked about information that relates to toddlers, and this is very toddler specific. The information that we use is reviewed and it comes from a reliable source, the professionals in the pediatric fields, that's the doctors, the nurses, the educators. This site avoids unbelievable or emotional claims, and the information is up to date and the most up to date information that we have available to us.
And also, you do not have to provide information unless you want to become a user. They tell you how it will be used, and yes, I'm comfortable with how they're using it.
I just want to thank you for attending today. If you have any questions, there are a few ways we can be contacted like I had discussed earlier. You can contact us on Twitter, Safety for Tots, or you can send us an email at mcneeseinformatics@gmail.com. Thank you so much for attending, and I hope you have a great day.